Hey guys, welcome back to Indulge and Dimples, and today we're going to be making something really good and delicious. So it's getting cold outside, it is fall, winter is approaching real fast, and if you're tired of your normal everyday meal and you want something that's warm to the heart and to the stomach, I got something for you. We're going to be making a turkey pie. You heard me, turkey pie. So I'm already in the works of getting ready for Thanksgiving, where we're going to cook what's going to be on the table, and we're prepping and we're learning how to do some things. Now, I'm not going to show you what we're cooking, but all the leftover meals, I'm going to start putting them in place so that once Thanksgiving is over with, y'all guys can learn how to use them leftover turkey, ham, macaroni, and green beans, and yam, peas, potatoes, all that in a good, healthy meal that the family won't know, but they're going to love and enjoy. So follow me in the kitchen and let's get this started. Alright guys, so today we're going to make a turkey pie. Just like a chicken pie, we're going to use that leftover turkey and make it into chicken pie. So I'm going to give you the rundowns of the things that we need for this recipe. Simple, easy, and it doesn't take that long. So you're going to need a leftover turkey, which you will see that's over there. And then on top of that, the things that needs to go in this pie. So this is some celery, and all I did with the celery is just diced it up. So you're going to need about a half a cup of diced celery. You're going to need a half a cup of diced onion. I just used a white onion. You're also going to need a bag of peas and carrots. Really good. You're also going to need a little bit of garlic, minced garlic, fresh garlic. If you have the garlic powder, it's better to use that than the garlic salt. You're going to need cream of chicken. I got the big can, family size, or you can get 2 regular size cans. You're going to need some chicken broth. We're going to need about a half a cup of chicken broth. And you're going to need the pie crust, or you can get the pie that already has the crust in the tin foil. So what you're going to need for this recipe is all laid out here. Everything will be listed in the description box. But for now, we're going to go ahead, go to my stove, and get the cooking. Alright guys, so right here I have a pot or a skillet, something deep, because we're going to be doing a lot of mixing in this one pot, just to start off with before we get into our pie. So you're going to need about 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to use salted butter, or you can use unsalted butter if you plan on adding salt later on. So I'm going to use 2 to 3 tablespoons of salted butter. From there, I'm going to go ahead and let this melt just a little bit, and I'm going to add my half a cup of onions. And my half a cup of celery. And you want this to cook down and get translucent. Once that gets translucent, you want to go ahead and add in a tablespoon of your garlic. So you can add fresh garlic, mince it up, or you can add your own garlic powder, which is fine, but I wouldn't add garlic salt if I'm going to be using salted butter. But if you're not going to be using salted butter, go ahead and add just a little bit of garlic salt, but make sure you're careful. And this is the garlic that I'm going to be using. It's actually an extra virgin olive oil, and it's really tasty, so I'm going to add that to it. And if y'all been cooking with me for a long time, you know your girl loves her garlic. I went ahead and picked this black garlic powder seasoning up at the store. Y'all know this brand is my favorite. I got a whole cabin full of their stuff. Okay, so I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of that in there. You can use salt and pepper as well. And I'm also going to use, I think I'm going to bust this open and use a little bit of this as well. Y'all know this is my favorite seasoning as well. And a little poultry seasoning as well. So these are the seasonings that I'm going to use in there. But for now, we're going to let this saute down. And then, if you have not pulled your turkey, or if you don't have turkey, you can use chicken, depending on what your family eats during this time. You want to go ahead and bust that out, which you see down here over here. I'm just going to cut it up, dice it, slice it, and set it aside. But for now, let that finish cooking, and I'll be back to add the rest of the ingredients. Alright, so it's been probably about a good 5 to 8 minutes that this has been cooking. You can see that it's getting a little brown. So that's the point where we want this to be. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and add your garlic in there. Just a tablespoon of garlic, because I'm going to add some more flavors in here as well. So just a tablespoon, or to your taste. And you want to mix that up in here. And then you want to go ahead and get your peas and open them up and add it to your mixture. And at this time, I'm going to add the peas and carrots in here because I want everything to have the same flavor before we start making the mixture. So you want to add all the seasonings that you would like to add into your turkey pot pie. I'm going to add a little bit of this in there, a couple sprinkles, not too much. I'm going to add a couple sprinkles of this in there as well. I'm going to add a little bit of this in there as well, just a couple sprinkles. I'm going to stir it up, put the lid on it, let all the flavors come together, and as this is working, I'm going to go ahead and open up our can of cream of chicken and also open up our chicken broth as well. Now, if you're going to make your own filling, what you want to do is go ahead and before you add your peas in there, you want to go ahead and add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of flour. You want to go ahead and add heavy whipping cream or half and half. You want to add salt and pepper, stir, stir, stir. Go ahead and add your chicken broth in there, and then you're going to come to a creamy consistency after it has been boiling for a while and you have made your own filling. But I'm going to take the shortcut because I don't want to add extra ingredients to this. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is get my chicken broth rolling. You can use whatever chicken broth you like, low sodium, fat free, it's up to you. And same when it comes to our cream of chicken, you can add whatever name brand you like, but this is the one I'm going to be using. Now, so far I've been cooking everything on medium high. I'm just going to cut it down to a medium consistency because I don't want my garlic to burn. And if you could smell this, you know it's coming along very, very well. So go ahead and add about a half a cup of chicken broth, or you can eyeball it. It's really up to you. And I don't want my turkey pot pie dry. So once this all comes together at the end, if I feel like it and it's too thick, I'm going to add some more chicken broth, or if you're using milk, you can go ahead and add a little bit more milk into it. Or if you're using water because you're saving on calories, go ahead and do that as well. So, a little hack. If you still got some product in your can, you want to take a little bit of liquid, pour it in there. Get you a spoon or something, stir it around. Every good cook knows this trick, okay? Set it aside. And then you want to go ahead and pour the remaining of your product out that can. Make sure you rinse it out and put it in your recycling bin. Alright, so we're just going to mix this up. And you're going to let this come to a nice boil, simmer. Probably going to take about 10 minutes. We're going to come back, taste it. If we need to add a couple more flavors to it, we're going to go ahead and do that as well. But while this is cooking, we're going to go ahead and get that turkey, chicken, or whatever meat that you're going to use to put in your pie together. So I'm going to cut mine up into nice chunks because I don't want my meat to be too small, but I want it to be a real nice consistency that you can chew on. You're like, oh, this is really good. So this is about the size I'm going to cut up my turkey. You can cut up your meat any size you want to, but when I come back, I'm going to show you the results of this after it has boiled, and we're going to add our meat in there, and we're going to go ahead and get ready to put this in the oven. Alright guys, so I just took the lid off of our filling, and I'm going to go ahead and taste it. And that's what you need to do at this time after it's been simmering. You want to go ahead and taste it. Stir it up, make sure the flavors are there. I think it needs a little bit more salt, so I'm going to go ahead and just add some regular hand salt to this. I'm going to cut it down to medium-low. And it's not runny, it's not too thick, but I think I'm going to add just a couple more splashes of chicken broth in here because I'm going to add my chicken in there, and I'm going to give it another kick with the black garlic powder because I'm really feeling that right now. I want that flavor in there. I'm going to stir it up one more time. Make sure you taste it before you add your chicken, because once you add your chicken, you're going to cut this off, put the lid on, and we're going to go to making our crust. Okay, a couple more pinches of salt. Okay, a couple more pinches of salt. I might use a little bit of this. Sprinkle this, sprinkle that, mix it all about. Stir it up. Alright. And let's do the final taste. That's all it needed. That was all it needed. Now, I'm using half of a turkey. Meaning I'm using the white and dark meat. And all I did is just pull the turkey and shred it a little bit. And I'm going to dump it into our pan. Now you want to make sure you don't have no skin in here because, one, we don't want any skin, and two, if you cook a dry turkey, this is going to bring it to life if your family did not like your turkey. And if you cook the juicy, moist, tender turkey or smoked or fried turkey, this is going to bring more flavor to the turkey. Now, I know y'all see big chunks in here, but I'm going to stir it around, get it involved in our mixture, and it's going to get tender. So it's going to break down. Then we got to put it back in the oven, covered up, and it's going to break down even more. So don't even worry. Now, if you want to go ahead and chop it down smaller, you can go ahead and do that. But for me, we're not trying to be cute. We're trying to be tasty. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw that chicken in there. I'm sorry, that turkey in there. And I'm going to mix it around. Make sure it has all the flavors of our filling. This is going to be tasty. Like, the more the merrier, okay? So stir this around. Make sure the turkey is covered with our cream sauce. And you want to go ahead, if you want to, if your sauce is a little thick, go ahead and add a couple splashes of more liquid in there. If your sauce is just right, leave it alone, cut it off, take it off the burner, and set it aside. Personally, for me, I'm going to let this just add a little bit more in there, because I did add a lot of chicken, and I want this to be creamy, but you don't want it to be like soupy. Alright, so I'm going to cut this on low, let it sit to the side, and we're going to move on constructing our crust. Got it. That looks fantastic. Go ahead, put the lid on there, and let it do its thing. Alright, so let's move on to making our pie crust. I'm not home making this. Nobody's going to know that you didn't home make it. So go ahead and get one of these. You can get them around the holiday times. This cost me about $1.98. You get 2 of them in there. And the 2 come in there and come in a roll like this. Simple and easy. So what you want to do is go ahead, and you don't have to do anything extra like put flour or anything in here. This is a 9 by 1.4. So it's 9 circumference and it's 1.4 inches deep. I'm going to go ahead and spray just a little bit of butter. You don't have to go crazy. And when you roll this out, it has a starting point right there. And all you want to do is take it and roll it out. Like so. Now, if you're not using a circle pie pan or you're using a rectangle one, that is fine as well. Just make sure you actually take it, put a little bit of flour underneath, and then you can go ahead and roll it out to your diameter that you need this to be. Simple, easy. Okay? And just be gentle when you put this in here. So you just want it to sink in. And you want to take your finger and just bend it a little bit, and you want to use this part just to press down gently. That's all you're doing. Nothing too hard, nothing crazy. Bam. Now you want to go ahead and make sure you don't have any holes in here. If you do have holes in there, just pinch it together and make it look cute. That's how it's going to be. And you want to go ahead and set your oven to 350 at this point. Go ahead and get your filling that you have been working on. And that's what I'm going to bring to the table. Bring our filling to the table right here. I'm just going to... Alright, so you have your pie crust right here. Simple and easy. And then you have your filling that you've been working on. Now, let me show you the filling. It's looking mighty, mighty good. So all we're going to do is just scoop the filling into here. And make sure it's creamy. You don't want it to be dry, because if it's dry, it ain't going to taste like nothing. Okay? So go ahead and scoop that into your pie pan. Now everything is cooked except for our crust. And when we put this in the oven on 350, only thing we're waiting on to cook is the crust. The crust to get golden brown. We don't have to worry about the peas or the turkey or the chicken or whatever you choose to use in your chicken pie. We don't have to worry about that. We just worrying about the crust getting brown. And I'm going to fill this up because 1, we got good flavors in here. 2, I want you to feel full, welcome, and at home. And that's my goal when anybody come over and eat. I want you full, welcome, and at home. So this is going to be better than the store-bought pie, okay? They're going to be calling you grandma. Like, grandma. Remember how grandma used to cook? When you get old, they're going to be like, remember how? You're going to be the one that remember. Alright, so we got that filled to the rim. If you use a bigger container, listen, you're going to be more loved and great. So go ahead and open up your second one. Roll out your second one on top like you rolled out the first one. Start with the little edge. Be gentle so you do not mess it up. Alright. Now you want to sit it on top just like so. Now this is where it comes in, where we're going to be very fancy and cute. So you want to go ahead and make your pie splits. Meaning you're going to just do a little split right here, a little split right here, so that it doesn't puff up and explode, but when it's steaming inside, the steam is able to escape and it's going to be beautiful, okay? So I'm going to do about 8 of these to be real cute. Just like so. Now, you just don't want to leave the pie looking like this. You want it to look real cute, like you did some work. So what you're going to do is take your pie crust and you want to fold it underneath the first roll, like so. So you want to go underneath and fold it in. And just roll it underneath. Be careful. And you want to go ahead and do that to the whole pie. Just go around and roll it underneath. Also, even take a fork. Let's take a fork. That might be simple and easy. Take a fork or your index and pinky, and you can just pinch it in and make some cute little decorations. Really up to you. Have your oven on 350 at this time. Let it preheat. Once the bell goes off, sit your nice turkey pie in there, baby, and let it cook for about 25 to 30 minutes. And when it's done cooking, it should be golden brown on the outside and juicy and tender on the inside. And we will be back soon as it's over, okay? So let it cook. Don't be in a rush. Go ahead and clean up. And I'm telling you, you have did the best ever pie. So that's cute. Look, that's cute. That's the best I'm going to get out of that. And sit it in the oven. Be back once it's done, guys. Alright guys, so the pie is done. The chicken or the turkey pie, depending on what you use for yours. This is what it looked like. This is what happened when we cooked it. I cooked it for actually 35 minutes and I let it sit. And the bad boy is still warm, okay? Still warm. So it has a nice golden color on top. I'm going to do, and it's heavy because this is stuff. So this is the reason why I tell you to put the slits in them, because the steam is going to puff up and it's going to let out and you won't have any spills. It had like a little bit spill over here when I took it out to double check it. You can see how flaky it is. And all I'm going to do is just cut into it. It smells like butter. Get a nice quality crust. Oh, it's flaky and delicious. Okay. Take a nice scoop out. Oh. I didn't even scoop it all out, y'all. It's still steaming and it's still hot. Okay. The crust is done at the bottom. We got some big chunks of turkey in here. It's looking delicious. Alright, so that's what it looks like. Delicious, hot, and steaming. And I know it's tasty. The chicken is tender. The turkey is tender. Okay, guys, until next time. Enjoy this recipe. Leave a comment down below. See you next Sunday.